they are. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go. Yeah. Did I? Shut the door. All right, I think that's them. What's up everybody? Tommy Har with the Real Side of Real Estate. Today, I'm gonna do a live walkthrough, walking through a duplex we just bought 2 weeks ago, maybe last week, and I'm gonna tell you some of the crazy thing that's happened, some of the tenant situations you're gonna have to deal with, and the real side of real estate, and how we're gonna own this duplex with $0 down payment, and it's gonna pay us for the rest of my life. So stick with us, this is gonna be a fun one. So for this property right here, it was a funny scenario. So my buddy sold me the house and it went through foreclosure. So this guy, he's owned it for 30 years. His parents owned it before. And the seller, when I say this guy, I mean the seller, he is a nut job. I'm telling you, insane. He looks like a homeless guy. He's pretty much homeless. He poops and pees inside the property. He drinks hand sanitizer. He quote unquote likes to stab people. And today when we're shooting this video, he just had his hearing for the city we're in. It's called Grove City. So he went to City Hall, took a poop on their doorstep not too long ago, and they basically said today in his hearing that they want to ban him for life. So when I was coming in to insert myself into this project, the person that's been facilitating was like, Tom, hey, Tom's a good guy. You shouldn't stab him. He's okay. All these different things. This person's trying to go here. So Tom's a good guy. You should not stab him. You shouldn't be drinking hand sanitizer anymore. So these are some of the things you're gonna have to deal with as a real estate investor. Maybe not this crazy, but you gotta get ready to see some crazy stuff. This house smells like hell. There was heroin needles everywhere. So we're gonna walk through. I'm gonna give you a synopsis of this property, and I'm gonna talk about the financials and some of the exit strategies, and also talk about how you buying a property like this can set yourself up or your future kids' self up forever. So let's go walk this property. So they've been working for about 3 days over here. This is a 40-yard dumpster. This is the biggest ones you can get. They filled 2 of these now. The entire left, so it's a duplex. Let me rewind. So this is a 100-year-old plus, I think maybe a 120-year-old duplex. And this dude's just been letting it go for years. At some point they put vinyl siding on it, they put vinyl windows, a decent roof, but we'll walk through all those things. But you couldn't even see this side of the house before. So the crazy guy lives, so he has about 50 days, 45 days now to vacate the right unit. I have access to the other unit right now. So we're trying to figure out if we can get in and renovate this side without him threatening my workers as of right now. But let's go around the front and check this place out. So I would call this area, to anybody watching this right now, this is Grove City, Ohio. This is probably a B+ neighborhood at this point, decent school district. They were saying that this has been the eyesore of the neighborhood for the last 15 years. So when you're looking at real estate and properties that you want to buy the shittiest house in the nicest neighborhood. And that's exactly what we did here. So we bought this property here for $228,000. And we'll get into some more financials, but we bought it with a private money loan, meaning somebody lent us the cash and we're gonna fix it up and then we're gonna refinance it on the back end. I bought this actually with my little brother. But there were crazy tenants here. So whole scenario, we can kind of get into it later. But I wonder if this thing smells as bad as it did before. It's been cleared out. I guess I kind of want to go to the front and just give you a visual of what this place looks like. But it does look pretty cleared out from last time we were here. Okay, we got the basement doors wide open. So the old owner, who, let me see who's here. He's not here right now. But he told me when we were sitting down having a conversation with him, he said, if I don't give him power and water before he leaves, he's gonna take a shit in every single duct. So we're gonna have to replace all the ductwork. And I was like, well, okay, you get what you want. How you doing? Good. Nice to see you again, man. How you doing? Good. It's looking better. slowly but surely. Like I said, duplex, got a unit here, got a unit here. The unit that we have access to is smaller, but they're all 2-bed, 1.5 baths. They're both in similar condition though, so let's go inside. So when we bought the place, my brother had inspected it. I'd never walked it before. So I saw pictures and you can make assumptions from how old a property is. And it was such a good deal that we were just like, you know what, screw it, let's just buy it. We don't care what's left in it. We'll deal with the squatters, we'll deal with all that stuff. But when we bought it, it was nasty, disgusting, needles everywhere, smelled horrible. It smells like it actually smells a little bit better. But let's walk through real quick. I'll show you guys the condition, and I want to show you some of the things you want to look for when you're buying properties, especially older houses like this. So you got living room into probably a dining room, original pine floors, really, really nice old pine floors. Into our kitchen area here. So cosmetically, I mean, not terrible. I mean, you got doors that are all beat up, but ceilings, walls, we're gonna rip these floors up too. We're gonna probably paint these cabinets. So I don't know how much I wanna touch here, but we're gonna really clean these well. And like I said, this is a B+ area. We're gonna clean these and probably paint them a nice, like dark green or a type of sage color. That's kind of in right now. Got a little half bath right here. Weird half bath, but half bath nonetheless. And they've been like pressure washing shit here. I mean, they got the hose hooked up. I mean, this place has been so just jerry-rigged. It's insane. I have no idea what they have the hose up here for. I mean, what? So many flies. Bedroom number 1. Yeah, it looks a little bigger. I mean, it's bigger. There's a bed here. There was just needles everywhere. But, like I said, 110-ish years old. Vinyl windows. So at some point, they updated this place. So these are probably 10, 15-year-old windows. So once you see that, you're like, okay, that's good. They updated some stuff. So windows. This honestly looks like drywall probably too. So maybe a little drywall, or if it's plaster, it's in great shape. So then you gotta just kind of look past and see what else you're working with. They ran some conduit over the trim. So that means they probably at some point bypassed knob and tube electrical, right? So if this was recessed in the wall and this is 100 years old, it could be knob and tube. But since they did all of this, I know that that's probably an updated outlet right there without even having to test it. And that's a big thing. I'm out of breath, wow. And that's a big thing in these old houses are knob and tube electric. So I know there's knob and tube down in the basement. I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. But the crazy thing about this house is it's been such an eyesore with this city for so long. I just talked to the guy on the phone today. It's been 8 years since he's been on the case on this property. So he's super happy that it sold. But with that being said, it's been such an eyesore, they're gonna have to make us permit everything. So they're gonna come in, do an inspection. They're gonna have to do everything by the book here, which sucks. It's gonna be more time, more money, all that stuff, but it's part of the game. Yep, that's just a closet. We got our bathroom. Whew, just crazy amount of flies here. Got a little bit of poop in there, but we'll pretty much gut this. We'll keep the walls, the ceiling, but this will all go. It'll all be a new shower surround, new tub, new toilet, new vanity, new tile floors. And we're gonna try and sand down all of these original pine floors to get to what they were originally. And then you got your last one here. I'm gonna try to put this window back in here. I don't know if we wanna cut this. I don't want this thing to break. I've been here a few times here. There we go. Boom. So you got our windows in. Decent room. Small bedroom, little 2-bed, 1 bath, 1.5 bath. Crazy amount of flies in here. Well, let's go down to the basement. I'll show you guys what this looks like, and then we can get into some of the financials of this property. So the first thing you'll see when you come downstairs is the stone or brick foundation. That'll tell you right there how old this house is. Literally, a house is built on top of bricks. So the whole foundation is bricks. That means that there's gonna be water in this basement every now and again on really heavy rains. So you gotta make sure that you do the right things, you don't finish out these basements, and you look for other old stuff. Mold comes with these basements, deterioration. If you're watching this video and you're somewhere in Florida, Texas, down south, you can kind of just erase this from your mind because all your houses are not this old and they're on slabs. So that's a good thing about investing down south. If you're gonna be in the Midwest or somewhere where there's 100, 150-year-old houses, you're definitely gonna be dealing with stuff like this. Let me see what we're working with here, just kind of as we go. This back part, so we've got a whole lot of stuff going on. I've not actually been back here because this house was just so filled with stuff. I never got down here. So first things first, you got a Zinsco electrical panel. These are Federal Pacific, so anytime you have, actually I might not even be, let me see. I think it is though. I can't tell. Wadsworth. Well, nonetheless, it's all rusted. You got to upgrade this thing. So upgrade the panel, and you got to really follow through or follow along the runs and see if it attaches to old. So yeah. So it comes through, and that one's cut. So that piece of knob and tube is cut, if you want to show them up here. I'm just kind of pointing at nothing. So that one's cut, but that one goes through, and that one's cut too. So maybe they did cut a decent amount of this knob and tube. Then I would go through with an outlet tester and get an idea of throughout the house what's old, what's not, what needs updated, all that good stuff. But since these guys are coming in and the city gonna have to make us permit this, they might make us rewire a lot of this electric. Next, furnace. So this is what's gonna bring heat and air conditioning to your house. There is no air conditioning in this house right now, so we know we have to do that. And also, you can just look at this thing and say, it's over 30, maybe even 40 years old, we're gonna replace it. And the next thing you wanna look for is what's called asbestos. So you got the ductwork here, running, and there's really not much, if any, asbestos. So you got a little bit on the collar here, so you got some asbestos up here. So white, flaky substance, but really, all in all, not that bad. And then we've got another thing to look out for, and I'm kind of just spitting off what I see here. This furnace exhausts into right here, which is going to be an old 100-year-old chimney. And as these chimneys start to deteriorate, so these bricks, the mortar start to lose, the bricks lose mortar, the flue, which is the clay going up and carries that CO2 out of the house, that'll start to deteriorate. So you want to probably do a high efficient furnace, which would make it a PVC pipe going up and out the side of the house. So if you see those white pipes, there's gonna be an intake and an outtake. That's a furnace. So then you just cap this off, and the water heater, which is over here, which is destroyed and it's not even connected anyway, it's super unsafe, and it's rusted to all hell, you're gonna wanna update that to electric. So make sure when you're doing your electrical over there, you might have to upgrade your panel because we're adding an AC, we're adding electric water heater, we're probably gonna do some sort of more electric in the house. So we wanna do a service upgrade on this wiring as well. What else we got here, Rob? Big old you got a crawl space too. There's nothing really to look at, but you can kind of show them that. So you got a crawl space here. So in the old days, even today, they don't build houses on full basements. They'll build a little crawl to not have to excavate as much. And then we got some updated plumbing actually. So this is gonna be our half bath, I imagine. So we've got our bathroom here running to the other unit. So there's one stack, which we can't get to. It's on the other side. But all in all, I don't think this basement really gets that wet. It doesn't smell that bad.
That's the interesting thing I'm looking at right
Yeah,
here.
I mean, that beam's not great. It needs a new header for sure.
It's like weird that this is like 1940s foundation.
Well, that's a 1900s foundation too. They did that back then.
Same look.
Yep. Okay. Then you got under maybe the front porch here. Really weird. But what we're gonna do in an area like this, likely your laundry room is gonna be down here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do what's called a parge, or we'll do a tuck point. So we'll tuck point all this brick, we'll get a nice door, and we're gonna seal everything, and we're just gonna paint everything like crazy. So we'll drop down these ceilings maybe too. So drop the ceilings, paint the floors, make sure there's no water infiltration coming in anyway, because they have the washer and dryer right here as of right now. So you got the drain, and then you hook them up right here, you got your electric running to it right there. So down here, new water heater, upgrade the electric, make sure it gets dry enough, and you just gotta have it be somewhere where people can probably store stuff too. So it can't look all just crazy like this. So probably, I mean, your furnace, just to kind of put some numbers to things, your furnace is gonna be $3,500 to $4,000. You got an AC, which is gonna be $3,000. Do some more ductwork stuff. So you're probably gonna be $8,000 to $10,000. Our price is gonna be less, but I'm just saying for anybody watching this, 8 to 10 for your HVAC, a service upgrade, a new panel. So taking this from an 100 amp electrical panel to probably a 150 or 200, that's gonna be 1,500-ish, 1,500 to 2,000 bucks. A water heater is gonna be 1,500 bucks installed. And then getting, we're probably gonna have to run some new water lines, just things that I know, I mean, you see this water line leaking right now coming to our main. So our main right here, and also on duplexes, you're only gonna typically have one water meter. So you wanna make sure that everything's right. And this is even galvanized coming into the house, which you can, I mean, if you wanna show them this, Rob. So this gray pipe here is galvanized coming in. So this is old, it's leaking at the main too. So we're gonna probably have to look at this thing and maybe replace all the water lines. So I'm gonna have to run all new supply, which is not as bad as you guys would think, because all new water lines today, it's called PEX. It's this plastic stuff. It's really, really easy to work with, and it's super cheap. To put some numbers to what we're gonna be doing here, the whole entire renovation, this side and that side, exterior, basement, mechanicals, everything is gonna run us $100,000 to $110,000. This is a duplex, right? So we've got 2 kitchens, two sets of full baths, 2 sets of half baths. This place is, I believe, 2,900 square feet. So it's a pretty big duplex. We gotta do all new floors throughout. We're gonna keep some trim. So everything gets doubled, right? So we got not just a front and back door, we got a front, side, back on both sides. So we've got, I mean, actually we've got 4 doors on each side. So we got a basement one as well. So we got 8 exterior doors. Even if we did a 6-panel steel door, that's $600 installed for 1 door. So the prices just go up and up and up. So even if it's in decent shape, your prices get a little out of control. So we bought this thing for $228,000. We're about 3 weeks in, maybe 2 weeks now. That unit over there is still occupied for another 45 days. So that's 45 days until we can get in. So that's gonna be money costs. But when it's all said and done, this thing will be worth $450,000, maybe even $500,000. So what we're gonna be doing is fixing everything up. So we're gonna go through, patch all these walls. So if you guys have my deal analyzer, and if you want my free deal analyzer, I'll put it in the show notes here. But you'll see in there what's called drywall punch. So down here, I don't know if you could see this in the video, but the drywall is all cracking. This is probably actually plaster, but coming through with drywall mud and skimming all the walls. So these walls are all beat up. They've been moving stuff in and out. You've got holes over here. So for this house specifically, since you have all these issues and you got holes, it's probably gonna be a 2 or a 3 on that drywall punch. So if you wanna learn about the deal analyzer, hit the notes below, download it, and there's a video that'll tell you all about the deal analyzer as well. Okay, so we gotta get the walls done, we're gonna resand the floors, we're gonna paint the trim, keep the windows, which is great, that's a huge expense. But like I said, we got a ton of doors. Yeah, we're gonna upgrade that bathroom. But in here, if you can paint cabinets, try to paint cabinets as much as you possibly can, as long as the comps allow it. So we're gonna take off the countertops, we're gonna redo the floors, paint, drop countertops, do a backsplash, run some new light fixtures. In this place with appliances for probably $7,000 to $8,000 is gonna look very high end, it's gonna be beautiful. And if we were to replace these cabinets, we'd probably spend $14,000. So saving as much money as you can, because once again, this is gonna be a rental property when it's all said and done, but that doesn't mean it has to be shitty as well. And then upstairs, we already kind of talked about it. We got a full new bathroom. We're gonna be tiling these floors. So the floors, the bathrooms, tile, because we're refinishing hardwood. And let's go outside and I'll take you guys through some of the numbers. Not quite numbers yet, actually. What I'm gonna show you guys, like I said, this house is 100 years old. So you're looking for 100-year-old things. This siding is vinyl. Plastic siding was not introduced until probably the 60s or 70s. So we know that this has been updated at some point. All of the windows, I mean, this one's obviously broken, but they've been encased with aluminum coil. So in the deal analyzer that you have, you'll see windows and then windows with aluminum coil. This is what they do. So they covered up the original old wood trim that was probably rotted, and this keeps them good forever. So all you have to do is come through, caulk, pressure wash it, and you're good. So you're kind of coming around and looking to see what you can save, what you can salvage. You got this back porch. I could replace these with windows, but I could also rip these out and do a screen room, which is way cheaper. So I could spend all this money on windows, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do screens. Because once again, you don't have to spend all this extra money. If somebody's back there or not. Sound like somebody was. The big expense here is gonna be our roof. So let's go back here and look at it. So we got our roof here. That is a 3-tab roof. So if we look over at the roof next door, that is a dimensional roof. So it lays on top of one another, whereas this one does not. So this roof is 3-tab. It lasts about 15 to 18 years. And I'm assuming they did all of these things together, the windows, the roof, the siding, because that seems about when, that roof seems about 15 to 20 years old, and windows will go bad in about 20 years. So I'm trying to make assumptions here. So this roof, like I said, it's 2,900 square foot house. This roof's probably gonna cost us about 10 to 12 grand. So this is gonna be a big expense for us. But we got some good guys. But the only thing is we're gonna have to permit it, but we'll get around that, especially for exterior stuff. Let's go out front one more time. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. But there are certain things that you should be able to just go around the exterior and interior of a house and count while you're building a scope or building a budget. Number one is windows. So if you have to replace all the windows, just count them. And you should be able to pop that straight into a deal analyzer. But there's a window up there that's cracked. Do you replace it, or what do you do with it? Do you repair it, do you replace it? What we do with these is you repair it. We pop a new pane in, reseal it, and we're done. So instead of spending $350, $400, we spend about $150 just repairing a window. So it's huge money saving. So every time, especially when we're keeping a property as a rental, meaning we're not selling it to another homeowner, is I'm trying to figure out what I can keep and salvage, because that's money back in my pocket. Yeah, so I don't even know how to explain. So soffit is gonna be your underside, fascia is gonna be your, you're not really looking at me here, so good. Soffit is underside, fascia is here. So fascia, all we have to do is cover everything in plastic. So soffit is gonna be vinyl soffit, which they already had, it just fell off. And then the aluminum fascia, like they have around the windows, they're just gonna pin that up to hold in the soffit. So it's really, a lot of stuff seems scary in construction, but it's really not that hard to repair stuff like that. So like I said, bought this house for $228. We've got some extra money costs with legal, getting this other guy out. There's gonna be probably 10-ish grand of miscellaneous stuff. So let's say we spend 120 all in on this thing. We got a private money loan for this project. So somebody lent us $228,000 and $110,000 for the renovation. So we're all in. I'm gonna pull my calculator up. You'll see it right here on the screen. 228,000 plus 110. That is $338,000. So we get our loans at 12%. So if we held this property for a year, we would spend $40,560 accrued interest to our lender. But I'm gonna divide that by 12 months. If we do this well, so that's gonna be $3,380 a month. If we do this well, we should be done with this in 6 months. So we'll spend $20,000 of interest to our lenders. So remember, I'm all in $338,000. So that would be my payoff to this lender when it's all said and done. is $358,280. It's a lot of money. But like I said in the beginning of this video, this property is going to be worth $450,000, maybe $500,000. What we're going to do is we're going to take that to a bank, and they're going to give us 75 or maybe even 80% of the new value, which is $450,000, in the form of a loan. So what they're going to do is that the new bank is going to pay off my private money lender. So my private money lender's loan is a 1-year loan, high interest. So 1 year at 12%. This new bank is going to be a 30-year at 7 or 8%. So my payment every single month is $3,380 on the 1 year. When I refinance it, it's going to go down significantly, right? Because I'm taking it from a 12% to an 8%, and I'm also changing it from a 1 year to a 30-year. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. So to even go deeper in numbers, let's say it meets in the middle. It appraises for $475,000. When it's fixed up, it's beautiful. It's got granite countertops. It's got a new roof. We've got great tenants in here. So to even bypass what I was going to be saying here, we're probably going to get at least $1,600–1,700 on this side that we just walked. The other side is way nicer and cooler. It's got vaulted ceilings. It's really, really cool. We're probably going to rent that for $2,000. So we're going to be bringing in $3,800 of rent. So $475 is the new value times 0.75. The bank is going to lend me $356,250. Remember, my payoff to my private money lender, assuming we hold it for 6 months, was $358,000. So what you can also do, and this is going to be a little bit deeper, is you can do what's called a rate and term refinance. So a cash out refinance, they're gonna hold you to a 75%. Whereas if you do a rate and term, a lot of these banks will lever up to 80%. So they can give you 80%. So if my payoff, if I hold it another month, my payoff is $365, they can lever up to 76%, 77% to pay off that lender. And then when you go to refinance, you're gonna have some fees. There's gonna be points, there's gonna be title costs, things like that. What you can do instead of bringing that out of pocket, because in this scenario, we owe $358, the bank's gonna give us $356, I would owe $2,000 plus my closing costs, plus my lender fees. So let's call it another 10 grand. You can use that extra equity, that 5%, and you can take that and you can roll it into that extra equity. So instead of bringing that money to the table, just ask them if you can do a rate and term refinance and roll the points and everything into your loan. That's a big, big pro tip right here, because every dollar saved is dollars in your pocket, right? So it's a big, big thing. So at the end of the day, we're gonna have a property right here that's gonna be brand new on the inside. New furnaces, new air conditioners, new electric, new kitchens, new bathrooms, great paying tenants in a B to B plus area, good school districts, that we have nearly $0 of our own money into it. Our payment should be right around $3,000 a month. That's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And remember, we're bringing $3,600 to $3,700 in rent. But the coolest thing about that, which all of that is amazingly cool and it's completely life-changing, is we're getting this refinance debt at 8%. So we owe $358, or maybe it's $365, whatever it may be. We own, the property is worth $475, it might even be worth $500. So we have over 100 grand of equity, meaning that if rates drop from the 8% that they're at today to, let's call it 5 or 6, our $3,000, we can go refinance it, take that $3,000 payment down to $2,400, $2,500, and maybe at the time we're renting for $4,000. Now we're creating $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 of cash flow, all because we have that equity. So it's really important that you have the equity in these houses to be able to restructure debt whenever it comes down to that time period. So this was a little bit deeper on refinance stuff, but this is a real life scenario, and this is what we do every single month in our business to create wealth using other people's money. And it's not as hard as you think. All you have to do is find a really good deal. We found this through networking, raise the capital. You can use a hard money lender, private money lender, all those things. Find right contractors. Our team is gonna rock on this thing. It'll be done faster than you know it. And then you just have to know the right banks to go to. And that's why we created the Real Side of Real Estate community, so we can plug you in and teach you how to do all of those things, A, all the way to Z. So if you want to join the Real Side community, the link is down at the bottom. Book a call with me, my partner Andy. We would love to see if you're a good fit for the community. And right after we're done here, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do with properties just like this for my son. And as I said before, this is what I'm gonna do when my son is born. So it's, what's the day, Rob?
It's
Monday, June 26th? 24th. My son is due July 5th. So I'm having my first son here in about, a week and a half. And this is what I'm gonna do to set him up for financial success in the future if he earns it. So I said that in the short and people were like, how do you know he's gonna earn it? Never do that. It's like, whatever. I wanna set my kids up for financial freedom as long as they are willing to put in the work. So what we're gonna do is do that exact scenario that we talked about on this property. It's not gonna be this property, but it's gonna be another property that in an area that I like, that I feel like has a good future in it. I'm gonna buy it with cash, somebody else's money. I'm gonna refinance, I'm gonna fix it up. I'm gonna refinance it after I rent it out, and then I'm gonna own it with little to no money of my own in it. But what I'm gonna do instead of doing a 30-year loan is I'm gonna take it to a local bank and I'm gonna get a 20-year amortization loan. So instead of a 30-year, I'm gonna pay it off in 20 years. So what happens when you do a 20-year loan is your payments are higher. So you're chopping off 10 years of amortization, so less interest, but higher payments. But the cool thing about that is what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pay it off by the time he's 18, and when he's 18, I'm gonna have this asset in a trust or in my LLC, however I wanna structure it, that has nothing owed on it, and it can be handed over to him to live in. He can start his own business, he can use it to pay for his college, he can do whatever he wants. So this to me is a great way to set your kids up for a financial future. They can refinance and buy their own house, whatever they wanna do with it. I feel like that would be a great way to set my kid up for financial success. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, and hopefully that you guys take something out of this. If you don't do this already for yourself, do it for yourself first. We've done this probably almost 100 times now. I'm gonna save one, but I'm still gonna get cash flow from it. I'm still gonna make money every single month for 20 years, and I'm just gonna be holding the equity and not refinancing again. So that's the plan. Stick along, make sure you like, subscribe, and shoot a comment if you like this video. If you think this duplex is a good one, is it a bad one? Let me know your feedback. And as always, make sure you wait till next week. We'll drop some heat for you guys, but I appreciate you being here. Make sure they're not pulling up.
That's what I'll say.
So we snuck in the guy's unit. I think he's at court for taking a shit on city council's doorstep. They're trying to ban him for life out of this city. So hopefully he's not here because he does like to stab people. So I already came in here, Rob wasn't shooting, screamed a little bit, so he might not be here. But we're gonna kind of get in and out, show you guys what this side looks like. Vinyl windows. Cool vaulted ceilings here. Not bad. I'm gonna go upstairs. Make it quick so we don't get caught up. Mark, you up here? I come in peace. That side's nicer than the other side.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. So this is where he's been staying mostly. Kind of get in and out here. Oh, there they are. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go. Yeah. Did I?
Yeah,
Shut the door. All right. I think that's them.